In South Clocktown, in front of the clock tower, there is a white dog running around. This dog reacts differently to each of Link's 4 forms. When Link is a Zora, the dog is whining and following him around. When Link is a Goron, the dog is growling and running away terrified. When Link is a Hylian, the dog is simply ignoring him. And finally, when Link is a Deku-Scrub, the dog suddenly starts attacking Link. Why is that, though? This is what my theory is about. I argue that there is someone at Termina whom this dog has aggressive feelings towards, and this living being is none other than the Deku Butler's son. Yes, I argue that the Deku Butler's son and this dog share an unpleasant history. My theory is that the Deku Butler's son has treated the dog badly, and this poor animal was suffering from the Deku Butler's son's torture and his cruel behavior. The Deku Butler's son is the dog's arch enemy, so to speak. Let me explain. The Deku Butler's son is a tragic character, leaving the Deku Kingdom and his father, the butler of the royal family, behind and traveling Termina. He unfortunately has met a sad end. When meeting Skull Kid and Majora's Mask, his body was being turned into a tree, while his soul was sealed away, only to be cast on an innocent Link. However, what if I told you that this is not everything there is to him? What if he has shown mischievous behavior as well? Think about it. Do you really think the dog one day just randomly decided to attack Link as this Deku Kid, completely unprovoked? No. There's more to it, I'd say. And here's why. When picking up the dog with the mask of truth and reading its mind, it says, "Ruff, ruff, where'd that Deku-Scrub go? When I see his face, I get all riled up." This already indicates a strong negative emotion the dog has towards Deku Link. However, we know Deku Link can't be the source of this emotion, since he never treated the dog in a bad way. He's immediately being attacked after leaving the clock tower for the first time, so he can't have tortured said dog. Link as a person also isn't causing the dog's aggression. This is because, as I've said earlier, we see the dog reacts differently to each of Link's forms. So Link's behavior or scent can't be the reason why he is attacked as a Deku-Scrub. His looks as a Deku remains the only explanation. It's also worth pointing out that the dog neither attacks the Clocktown Deku Merchant nor the Southern Swamp Deku Merchant after he moves from the swamp to Clocktown, so we can rule out aggressive behavior towards the Deku as a species, be it their smell or looks or behavior in general. The most important thing to note is that Link does indeed look like the Deku Butler's son, since he's wearing the Deku mask with respective soul in it. Furthermore, the Deku Butler's son, or at least his physical remains, can be found near Clocktown, just some hours or one day of walk away from its tower, at most, I'd say. The Deku Butler's son was wandering around Termina, and canonically at least traveled from the Deku Palace to the caverns behind the clock tower. It's not too speculative to assume that he passed southern Clocktown and therefore the dog. We don't know how much time he spent there. This is, after all, the only way between the caverns and the rest of Termina we know of. The 2 Deku-Scrubs on their playground in North Clocktown are indeed also an option who could have instilled negative emotions towards Dekus into this poor dog, since they live relatively close to South Clocktown. However, as their physical appearance is different from the Deku Butler's son, they are bulkier, I doubt this is very likely. As I've said earlier, the dog doesn't attack any Deku Merchant who have similar physical appearances to these 2 Deku-Scrubs. Considering we can literally see them staying all the time in their playground during Majora's Mask, I'd say that the Deku Butler's son passing South Clocktown is more likely than these 2 Dekus going out of their way from north to south in Clocktown. This makes the Deku Butler's son the most likely candidate to have been in South Clocktown and to have interacted with its dog. Well, there you have it, my theory about the Deku Butler's son and his cruel behavior towards a poor dog. This theory is not meant to be taken super seriously, I just thought it would be fun to make it. I hope you nevertheless liked it.